No, you turn there where Dollar Market's at.
There's a West Williams and an East Williams.
West Williams. It's just
Where we
east of where I
lived
used, yeah.
Right where you live, that little
Just
property
east-
there?
Well, 2 houses over, or 2 properties over where I used to live.
Behind.
Yeah.
It's kind of like on Lynn Drive, that area.
Yeah. It'd be to the west of Lynn Drive.
Yeah. How many did you guys say you were wanting to build?
Well, we have a couple different options. I mean, I think it's, I think if, we haven't got the civil involved yet. We had an architect, Lamar,
Mhm.
so he drew it up to his specs, but he said until a civil looks at it, we may have to cut some out. But he come up with anywhere from 40 to 30 units. That'd be like condos or duplexes.
Okay.
Single dwellings wouldn't be that many, but we would go with that.
Gosh, is there much room back there? From what we saw there? Trying to remember what
You go 2 stories high and stuff like that. You get what
Do you want to see what he's got drawn up?
Yeah.
So there's 2 different. I don't think this is going to work. I think that's going to be too tight.
And this is your road access.
Well, we just got, right,
And
we got Country Bowl 5 that just opened
It's
up,
kind of that's the
There's 41
2-story.
lots up there, 11 of
And
those
these are
already.
just 2-story homes, or these
Uh,
up in
They're
I mean,
2-story duplex
Pagoda, you see
condos
on-
or
you see
duplex,
on
whatever you
social
want to call
media
it.
all the
So
time
this
when
is
people
one
look
unit,
for a
that's
house
one
to
unit.
rent.
So that
Some of them
bedrooms
buy,
are
but it's
upstairs.
like
I see.
So they're side by side.
a lot of people are really looking for a place to rent right now. And
I
you
don't
got
have the
apartments
floor
that
layout in here
there's
yet,
Such a need for it with everything going on up in
but
Maine.
then these here
And,
are more of a
I can't remember what the number is, but I think. Bucks
single,
County alone,
more geared towards senior
By
citizens.
2030, there's,
Just-
I like
that's
that,
far
some
off.
senior
We're like
citizens, you know.
2,000.
we need to get families.
What we
You
need.
do?
So
We need
the
families.
needs
So you're
there
talking
for
either
single
single
family,
or-
multifamily.
We
Which
need
this is-
everything.
Do you?
Yes, we do.
It's
So this
basically
is,
whatever
this would
guys
also be a
want to do,
duplex,
you know,
it'd be split
in my opinion.
right here.
So,
Yeah.
And those would be around 1,000 square foot. 2 bedroom.
We're just, we're trying to bat around what
Fred, on these 2-story ones,
feasible.
do you know
We still want to make it
what-
nice.
where them? He helps,
more upscale,
he's
not
concrete, he pours concrete for a lot of these here, for another
Well, no, I
contractor,
think-
so he
So
sees
what
these.
you
a lot. How many square foot are these?
Minimum 350,000, 350,000 minimum, they gotta have that to that.
Mhm.
Probably,
Well, these would be more.
to get an
patio.
upstairs,
You know,
the main floor would be
Like-
32
When they,
by
when
40.
you have them look
You
on
know,
the
that's
plan,
split in half.
Times 2.
Yeah. So,
You like that or
I don't know
don't?
what that'd be. I'd say
That's
they're,
like you're going to
And
Jasper
I
out
should have
there.
brought the floor plan, it would say on there, but,
Yeah.
we didn't spend a lot of time with the floor plan.
1,400 square feet.
You know, we
Could
got,
be.
one of our other local.
I would have guessed in
local
between
duplexes
12
are all
yeah,
brick and
for
mortar,
the total,
and
because it's got
they
an
look
upstairs.
nice, and they're scattered out, they're not
30 by
next to
40,
each
see,
other.
that's split.
You know, when you do
We
something
need
like
those,
this,
and we need the seniors too.
it's one of those
Seniors
things.
trying to downsize.
Sometimes they do.
Yeah, but they're out there at the water, by the
It's probably, so you got.
car wash,
all
they're putting all
the same
those senior
colors.
living
You don't want to have someone come
Well,
in.
She
not,
does.
not necessarily senior. What are you looking rent wise a month? You have any idea yet?
Well, yeah, we think we can be in that, we're just basing off of what these guys are doing. And they're getting
1,300 Jasper.
1,300 in Jasper for that same unit.
And this, on these over here, what were you thinking?
Not as much for these. We don't really have a model to go off on this. We do on these.
Yeah.
This just kind of come in play after original plan was this. And then, I don't know, we just started
nice though.
playing around with it, I guess.
The one thing I hear more than anything is affordable family housing. And
To
Some of
buy
these
or to rent.
Both.
both. The some of the newer places in town with the median income Loogootee, people just aren't able to afford them. I mean, that's what I hear.
I see.
The rentals,
Uh-huh.
you know, and then they're building homes in different places that are pretty high, you know, unless you're
Yeah.
working at Crane or places like that. So, I mean,
Uh-huh.
I think we're building homes, but it's just got to be in a range that most people in Loogootee can afford.
Is that
You said
A
1,300.
road
That's
going
not
out
bad.
here?
That's a little
No.
less than some of the other places are getting.
So this is off of Williams.
right?
Well, I feel
is that
like
going
that's,
over to-
that's right now, that's
Now these
pretty
here,
doable. I mean,
these
that's
four here
kind of
are
something a
coming.
little bit
Those
nicer.
actually
Yeah.
Just an
are
old,
this
Right.
out.
broken down
Sure,
house.
absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely.
You see that, Bo? What? Bo's he's kind of semi-retired. He's our past water and wastewater superintendent, so he can tell what do we have as far as services up there. He can. So I got him on the board.
Okay.
He knows where all that stuff's at. And
Are you looking to do both combined, or is it an either or? Or just kind of,
Probably do either or, I would guess. I mean, that's what we was planning. But I mean, not saying, you know, we're right now, and that's the reason we didn't want to jump into something and then come, oh man, you know, we should have talked to somebody before we did something. So
are you looking at doing all these at one time or in phases?
probably phases, unless we can find a friendly investor somewhere.
31 units.
Yeah,
You know,
on here,
bank-
but I
The
really
bank
do
can
think
be a
that
friendly investor if you want to pay for everything.
they're gonna pay.
We can get the money through banks and whatever.
Right.
so each
No,
one,
that's not-
each one is.
No, I know. I just,
Each
you
one,
know,
like this
It's
is
still, that's a lot of money.
well, you're talking
No,
about
this this would actually be
you're talking several million dollars.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's millions.
That's what that's true.
And we appreciate the
I think he kind of
the fact you guys are looking and willing to
right.
invest here.
Well, we want to work with you too.
It's kind of
We don't, we want to
helps you out.
So any benefit.
You
guys.
Yeah, I don't know if you got that much room.
But this is per like he.
Have you
That's a lot of units, Brian, for that spot, that space.
So I think here he just
They want to take the,
Yeah, there's,
bare minimum.
you need to drive out there.
Because it goes pretty far back, don't it? It goes back. Is that the one that right across from Weston Music, right?
Yeah.
It's right there. That goes pretty far back.
You know, they're selling all that. You own all that now? All
they
that?
own the two here. Show you.
It's actually 4.5.
Yeah. Oh, this is a lot. See, I used to live here,
Right.
okay? All right. Yeah.
And then it would these be
They
rentals
got
or
this lot here too.
or kind of both?
Well, that's what we're seeing what there's a need for.
So either like a condo style where you can buy
They're building.
or rent.
It makes a
It'd be
difference.
nice if we could do one where we could do option, like either sell it or rent it.
That was kind of our thinking behind this. Maybe
With these,
if put it up.
yeah, you might have a harder time selling the
Yeah.
two-story apartment.
So
You may wanna
Just
do one
curious, have
section
you-
one way and a section the
have
other
you
way.
thought about, and I'm just throwing
That's
this
what
out there, what about the idea of just building homes and then selling them as you build them?
Yeah, we thought about that.
Kind of like in Huntingburg there, where I know where Ryan Haywood moved to and was back in his area, and they have these homes, and a lot of them are similar, but they're nice, and people are moving into them, and
The one concern I have is you've got one way in, you've got a cul-de-sac, and there's one way out. The only concern that we have to look at is if you've got an emergency up there for a fire or something like that, is you don't want to back a fire truck all the way out. And I guess where I'm going with that is maybe one of your homes there that's running parallel or adjacent with Lynn Drive, we could put a road there to go out instead of a home. It's more of a safety feature for everybody, and it's plus another way in too. But that's one of our biggest concerns, or one of mine anyway. I don't want to speak for anybody else, but if you got to bring a fire truck in or an ambulance, you don't want to have to be backing around and turning around doing a bunch of stuff and trying to hit something else. I just think that's from the logistics side of things. We'd actually consider that, maybe take one unit out and use that property for an entrance and exit.
Makes sense. Yeah.
you guys own the property currently.
Under G, what is it, G?
Oh, is the infrastructure up here to I mean, doable.
DAGS investments.
Right now, he just come on, he got one of the other investors out, so we'll be changing that, but yeah, that's what it is now.
You own the, Hummer trucks?
That's my cousin.
Because.
Yeah.
We've had to use those a few times.
Yeah.
What was it?
Modern, pumping some concrete.
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 So I guess one of our questions is, how much, if there's any help we can get for infrastructure, and then how much, that would be, because it's a pretty big investment to do.
Right, what we can do, or what we're doing with another developer here,
Mobile home, double one.
once you get your plans and stuff drawn up, then that architect should be able to tell us exactly what we need for water lines, fire hydrants, because you gotta have a fire hydrant on every 500 feet. What you need for sewer, because that's gonna require 6-inch line up there, minimum, probably, right?
Water,
For water, yes.
8
So-
for sewer.
Yeah, so that architect or engineer can tell us exactly what we need, then we can take and get a cost on that. And we're helping another one is we're buying the material. We're not just gonna give out money, but we can buy the materials and help out in that way for the water and sewer.
Okay.
And then if, things continue to go like they are with community crossings, we're not guaranteed to get money to do asphalt every year, but we've been able to get money for the last 3 go-arounds, so, we're applying again in June. We let go in July, but, it's another thing as far as if you get the roads up to where they need to be, we can try and go after community crossings for asphalt and put asphalt down that way as well. So you just gotta wait for the cycle to come through though, to see if you get it and if it'd be awarded that way.
That would be just the asphalt, or that would be putting it down also?
That would be putting the asphalt on the road, yes. And if anybody wants to speak on that or say, but that's what we're doing with another one here in town, or within the city.
How often you guys have meetings? Every month?
Not really. We have our board of works. I mean, we haven't had a redevelopment since January. It's something new, and the things that's going on right now, it's really not. I mean, we could have had a meeting last month, but I just decided, no, we'll just, it's nothing that's any pressing or anything like that. But if we need to meet, we can meet. We generally meet second Monday of the month. It's the very first meeting at 5 o'clock in the evening.
You got
Before
board
the-
of works and
before-
city council every month.
Yeah.
They don't have to go before them guys eventually. Whatever we kind of decided goes board of works and city council. So.
Yeah, and actually, I think William Street, we just sat down that Monday. And we got that slated, to go in for new asphalt on the main road there, West Williams, East and West Williams, this next go around, but it won't happen until next year if we get it, 2027. So.
What is your time frame? What are you looking at to start and finish and?
Well, we would really like to start it this year, if at all possible, this fall. But I know we're ready in May, so.
Yeah.
But I've got him started, and he works with Cash Wagner. He hasn't got them involved yet, but they do have the plans and gave him a quote and all that. So that's in the works. But right now, I kind of got him on hold just because we don't want to get Cash Wagner involved until we know exactly what route we're going to go.
Well, Nathan can get us a list on all the infrastructure on that, what would need to be done and everything. So.
Well, me personally, I think, and I don't know about these guys, I think we need to know exactly, you got 2 or 3 different ideas there. I think you guys need to narrow down exactly what you wanna do.
Sure.
And then bring that to us, and then we can move forward, Board of Works can move forward, City Council can move forward. You know, I think we're all for all the housing that we can possibly get, because we're woefully lacking.
Well, the studies out there, what they've said down the road, Mr. Warner, is that 2030, we're over 4,000 units short. And that's across the whole state and everywhere, you know, just different amounts, but, you know, we're not gonna get 4,000 new units in the next 4 years, but we're getting a good start with everything else going on.
With this new apartment going in, you know, there's gonna be several units there. Will that affect, you know, this complex here if we do rentals on this?
I don't think so.
Well, they got 50 apartments
50.
and they've already got them committed.
Really? Are you serious?
Pretty well. I think
They're not turning away applications, but they're not opening up, making commitments to anybody. So
I think they've had 40,
they're potentially full already.
47 or something that's already made applications, if not more.
Do you know where they're at price-wise on those?
It varies.
It varies.
Incomes.
Probably different size,
Yeah, well, that, yeah,
Well-
that too.
but is
It's based on income.
it subsidized?
No.
No,
No,
No.
it's not subsidized.
subsidized.
It's not a low income type. It is,
It's
but
not
it is.
Section 8. So
It's
Yeah, it's not
Section
Section 8 or
no.
subsidized
Okay.
rent. It's based on your income. So if you make $50,000 a year, then it's probably, I'll just say $800. I don't know what it is. If you make, but then I think there's a cap at like 54,000. If you make more,
54, 58, so I
if
can't
you make
remember what it is.
more than, let's say $55,000, you're not qualified to get in.
Yeah.
and you have to make so much to get in too.
So, yeah, and if you make $30,000 a year, then it may be $600 a month.
Yeah, I don't have those numbers off. They gave us some numbers approximately, and I don't even have them in front of me or
That's-
anything like that.
That's the one out there at the,
Oak Street.
Yeah, the new apartments. and
Yeah.
stuff, so.
he was asking where it was at, so.
Yeah, the biggest thing you know, what we wanted to get figured out, I guess, tonight is if there is any help and what that is, if it makes a difference, if it's gonna be rentals or single dwellings, if any of that makes a difference, because that's gonna make a difference, kind of what route we go here.
Well, I don't want to speak for everybody because that's the board here, but I think we can help on the infrastructure. But before we can even say that, you know, we still got to go like Coach said here. He's a coach, instead of calling Dave, we're calling Coach. That's not bad. I was like Dave, no. You know, once you get it ironed out exactly what you want the layout and everything, then we can look at further and say, okay, this is what we're going to do, you know, and go that route. But we've got to have something. I mean, what you presented tonight was nice, but you know, you actually got to have everything
Sure. Yeah.
penciled in and permanent.
We can do that. And that, I'll get with that. We'll put our heads together and figure out which route we want to go. I mean, what we heard tonight is, I mean, we're probably going, I don't know, thinking rentals. I mean, that's kind of what we was going, but then we've got a little bit, and with all the apartments going in, we didn't know. So,
I personally feel there's a need for both.
Okay.
You know, but I'm not the one putting my neck out on the line for 300 units.
You may not have the answer because you maybe don't have the information with you, but if you were building those and were going to sell those, what price range are you looking at, would you think? Would you have any idea at this point?
You mean if they did a single dwelling home,
Yeah.
like just a,
well, we would, so that, or if these condo types,
Yeah.
duplexes, well, that was our idea, maybe sell, you know, those halves. We was gonna be able to sell those for around 180, 190.
thousand
One
for
half.
one half of it.
And if we do single dwellings, you know, that would be in that same, you know, anywhere from, you know, 11 to 1,300 square feet. You'd be closer to 200, like 199.
Maybe you can sell those pretty easy.
Mhm.
Those would sell.
That
high.
price range you can sell easily. Because the newer homes right now are
350.
I'll
Three,
tell you right
400,000.
now, you take 500 square feet, you're looking at minimum $90,000.
Yeah.
90 to 93, 94, somewhere at 500 square feet.
We build this, reason I know kind of that small house, we build some we got some in Sullivan and Bicknell and then over in Illinois. So we kind of involved with the city. I'm with another group with that, but so the city has this program that they clean up the lot, basically give us the lot for $1, and then we build this house. So, and that's kind of the style house. Those are all single houses that were built, not duplexes, because they're small city lots.
So you've already are invested in some of these in other cities, and have they done well for you?
They have, those are all to sell. None of those are for rent. Like we sell those to.
So this will be your first shot at doing it for the rent,
If you go that route.
if you go that route.
Because then it kind of gets into the property management, which he says he's going to do that. I don't want no. I don't
Would
want
it be
no.
market rate rent or is it subsidized rent?
It's kind of on it about. We figured probably just be.
It's market,
Not subsidized.
no subsidized.
Yeah, you get into a lot of,
It costs you
Not for what
more
we
headache and heartache.
Not for what we're wanting to do here. I don't think we want to go subsidized.
you get those that don't pay, it's hard to get rid of them. Keep
Well-
it as simple as possible.
What do we have up there on the water lines and sewer lines? Do we have, I mean, can we get the flow from the sewer to where we need to go? Or we have to put in?
I know there's sewer on Lynn Drive that ends right there as it enters the old Smith property, just past Dave Brown's. Very shallow. It may not be 3 foot deep. So everything's basically gonna have to come to Williams Street. Some of it could probably get to, since you're not doing basements, you're just doing slabs. Some of it could probably get to Lynn. But
And that's why we need to know that information, exactly how it's gonna be laid out and stuff, so that lets us know which direction we have to go on that. And then we'd have to loop any water we take down in there. Be the best thing to do.
yes, and again, they're on Lynn Drive at the end of Dave Brown's property. I think it's Dave Brown, isn't it?
Yeah, Dan.
Dan Brown. That there's a 6-inch main that dead ends right there. So it could be looped back around to Williams Street. I think it's 8-inch on Williams Street. It may just be 6. For fire protection, you have to have 6-inch.
Would you? So the one property we bought from Alan Erler, I think you're friends with the family. He mentioned he was looking at maybe doing some things there.
Right.
But he mentioned that you guys would size that or make so that you could go on down to the next property in case it would ever get.
Yeah, the 6-inch would carry that to the next property as well, and we just add on and still loop it back. It's best to have a loop in the system, and as far as your sewer, that's one thing, you may, if you go any further, if it's shallow, I don't know what we have down further on, but,
Nothing.
you may have to put in a lift station and pump it over somewhere. I'm not the expert on that, Bo's the expert.
Yes, see,
It's not gonna flow uphill.
Hopkins had those 3 or 4 lots that were for sale off of Norris there, and there's no way to get sewer to them. It's very shallow also,
Is that why nobody's built back there?
basically. That and water. Can't get water back here. I mean, they can, but I've never felt like it was supposed to be at the water department's expense to extend the 6-inch main back there. There's provision for it when they put the new main in on the highway back in 2002, 2004. They stepped across the highway with a 6-inch main, but it's only I don't even know that it's 2-inch. It runs back here, but it dead ends.
So all the infrastructure from what we're doing would come off of William Street then, is what you're thinking?
Williams and Lynn Drive.
Okay.
Williams and Lynn, yeah, as far as water goes. And then the sanitary, I just about had to look to see how you had it laid out again. Some of it may be able to get to Lynn Drive, very little, because it's only about 3 foot deep.
Mm-hmm.
So most of it's gonna have to come to William Street.
Okay. Guess we got some work to do.
Yeah, I was just thinking, the reason I asked for how we have a meeting, if we can figure out what we wanna do and get some good decent drawings for your next meeting, but.
Yeah, when you get them, I mean, we've got some stuff that we could actually discuss at the next meeting as well. We may post it that we start at 5:30 instead of 5, because we don't wanna sit there and wait a long time between one meeting to the other, but I don't expect you to have anything by that. That's 2 weeks away, but, definitely to get something, in June or something, or July, come back, present it, and go from there.
Sure. One more question, I guess, on cars. I mean, we're getting a little bit ahead of where we need to go, but if we can get something figured out on the infrastructure, I don't know how you did it with the other guy, but is he providing his own labor? Like, is he putting his own sewer
He
in?
does own, yes.
Yeah, yes. So you don't really require a special person to do that then?
Well, you need to have someone that knows what to do.
Yeah, which we would, but I didn't know if you would.
We do inspect the stuff though, so yeah.
Because obviously if we do rentals, we want it to work too, so.
Well, so somebody like you or somebody would kind of be,
Mower Daniel, yeah.
somebody will be out there and say, here's how you want it, right? Or the city wants it, yeah. That's what you look
Yeah.
for.
And the argument,
Most of your excavators know what's going on.
Yeah.
I mean, if you get somebody that's done this before, they'll know what to do.
And
And
we
when
would.
it comes to the individual taps or something, we may have to go through some demonstrations with them.
Mhm.
I mean, that all depends on who you get to do your excavation work. Now, sewer's pretty critical as far as your slope and not having bellies and stuff, so.
So if we could get everything lined out and you put that main in, would you do the taps right away? If we know where they was, or would that have to wait until you put?
The sewer, yeah, I mean, when you go to building roads, it's best to have that stuff in place already. Then you either gonna go in, or you're gonna cut the road.
Yeah.
And then if it's not finished with asphalt, then you gotta wait longer for settling, compaction. So it's best to have things laid out. So, just for example, if you're gonna do, what he's done up here behind the car wash, he's got 2 duplexes. So you got 4 units there, 2 duplexes. He's got a 6-inch line as a lateral coming off the main, and it picks up 2 units.
Okay.
And then the next one down picks up the next 2 units.
Okay. Who was his, did he have Cash Wagner or
Yes.
Midwest?
Laid it out for him. And they did a good job. From what
Yeah,
I've seen.
I've used that before on some other things, man. They'd always.
Yeah, they laid it out. The city looked at it, more or less gave them thumbs up. And then he came back with material quantities. And that's where we're at. That's how we got our pricing for material.
Okay.
And then, I'm not sure who he's using to do his installs. He's doing a lot of the labor himself, between him and his brother. So, we expect to see you guys out there.
We'll be out there. Some, yeah. I build cabinets. He's concrete. He's a real estate agent.
Well,
So
I don't know where that.
we have all three. We have it covered. So,
Well,
Okay.
if there's nothing else, we can, I'll just ask for motion to adjourn. We appreciate you gentlemen approaching us. And
Yeah, we
coming
got a
in.
starting point anyway.
Yeah.
We got the dialogue going and open, so we got.
apologize, we didn't have more. I don't have quite expecting this whole meeting, so we should have a little more.
No.
That was good.
No, you're fine, you're fine. It's just, getting the door open, getting the dialogue going, and, now we know which direction we need to go and, what needs to be done, and we'll go from there.
Yeah, it's a process, it just takes a little time.
Yeah.
We'll get there.
Motion to adjourn, anybody?
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Well, everybody